Recently, a group of researchers from Italy and Scotland announced the discovery of a vast underground city beneath the Giza pyramids using advanced radar technology.
Tomography means that you can look inside.
This claim has sparked fierce debate within the archaeological community.
Okay, we don't know, but we do know that, but in this, they do have images of the inside of the pyramid. We see the images of like the King's
Could
Chamber.
this discovery rewrite the history of ancient Egypt, or is it just a misunderstanding? Stay tuned for the entire video to see how everyone is debating this. Underground City Controversy. Recently, a shocking claim has spread widely as a research team led by Corrado Malanga and Filippo Biondi announced the discovery of a vast underground city beneath the Giza pyramids. Using synthetic aperture radar, SAR technology, they suggested that they identified a network extending over 2,000 meters, including cylindrical structures approximately 648 meters deep, spiral staircases, and two large block-like formations. The researchers also speculated that this discovery might relate to the Halls of Amenti in ancient Egyptian mythology. However, this claim has quickly met skepticism from leading experts. Dr. Zahi Hawass, former Minister of Antiquities of Egypt, strongly dismissed it as completely false and fake news, expressing doubts about the scientific validity of the techniques used. Professor Lawrence Conyers, a radar expert, also voiced similar skepticism regarding the technology's ability to detect structures at such depths, suggesting it is a significant exaggeration. Although the research team hopes to conduct excavations to verify their findings, obtaining permission from the Egyptian authorities may pose a significant challenge. This incident underscores the importance of thoroughly evaluating evidence and methodologies in extraordinary scientific claims. Research by Malanga and Biondi. The two researchers behind the sensational claims about underground structures beneath the pyramids are Corrado Malanga, University of Pisa, Italy, and Filippo Biondi, University of Strathclyde, Scotland, with reported involvement from Armando May. A significant milestone in their work is an article published in the journal Remote Sensing in October 2022. This study employed advanced radar technology to detect hidden voids and structures beneath the Khafra pyramid, laying the groundwork for subsequent claims about a vast network beneath the entire Giza complex. The primary method they used is Doppler tomography, combined with synthetic aperture radar, SAR. Biondi explained that this technology analyzes seismic vibrations, noise from human activity, and even photon interactions to detect micro movements underground. From this, they generated high-resolution 3D images of the interior and subsurface of the pyramids. They claim to have utilized signals from two satellites positioned approximately 420 miles above Earth, converting radar signals into audio data to construct 3D models and map the underground structures. Based on the collected data, Malanga and Biondi announced the discovery of an underground network stretching nearly 2 kilometers beneath all three main pyramids. This includes 8 cylindrical structures, each approximately 648 meters tall, with diameters ranging from 10 to 12 meters. These shafts are said to be surrounded by spiral passageways connecting to 2 massive cubic structures, each with sides about 80 meters long. Additionally, they described 5 identical multi-tiered structures near the base of the Khafra pyramid, linked by geometrically precise corridors. They also mentioned the presence of an underground water system and tunnels extending deeper into the earth, some reaching depths of over 1,200 meters, a highly remarkable figure. A distinctive aspect of their argument is the suggestion that this underground network might align with the description of the Halls of Amenti, a sacred hall in ancient Egyptian mythology. Armando May connected this to chapter 149 of the Book of the Dead, which references 14 abodes of the deceased. According to May, the pyramids were built atop this city to seal its entrance, and the subsurface structures could be remnants of a prehistoric civilization dating back 38,000 years. far older than any known man-made construction. However, it is crucial to emphasize that most claims about this underground city, including its enormous scale, extreme depths, and ties to ancient texts, have not yet been validated through peer-reviewed scientific papers. While some of their initial research has been published in reputable journals, the specific findings related to the underground city have primarily circulated through press conferences and media reports. The absence of a detailed, rigorously peer-reviewed scientific paper raises questions about the reliability and level of scientific scrutiny applied to these extraordinary claims. Do you think there's a hidden underground city beneath the Giza pyramids waiting to be discovered? Or is it just an elaborate myth? Comment yes if you believe in the possibility, or no if you think it's simply fiction. Myth and archaeology. The Halls of Amenti is an important concept in ancient Egyptian mythology related to the afterlife and the journey of the soul after death. Originally, Amenti referred to the land west of the Nile, where the sun sets and is considered the entrance to the afterlife. Over time, it evolved into the realm of the dead, where souls are judged to enter paradise, Aru, or face destruction. In mythology, the Halls of Amenti consist of a series of rooms or gates that the soul must pass through, facing challenges and the judgment of the gods, particularly Osiris. The soul's heart is weighed against the feather of Ma'at to determine its worthiness. Some interpretations suggest that this is a place that retains ancient knowledge. Researchers Malanga and Biondi have linked the underground network beneath the Giza pyramids to the Halls of Amenti. They propose that these structures could be a physical embodiment of the Halls of Amenti. Armando May explains that the theory of a lost city is based on chapter 149 of the Book of the Dead, which describes the dwelling place of the dead. And they believe that the pyramids are situated exactly where the texts indicate. They speculate that the texts suggest the pyramids were built atop the city, sealing its entrance. The research team has compared these findings with references in ancient texts about Amenti, or hidden areas. Although linking archaeological findings with mythical concepts can be intriguing, it is essential to clearly distinguish between mythological beliefs and scientific evidence. Mythology provides insight into the worldviews of ancient civilizations, but cannot replace physical evidence and scientific analysis. Interpreting radar data as corresponding physical structures to a mythical concept requires caution and should be supported by independent evidence. The idea of an underground city related to the Halls of Amenti remains a speculative interpretation until confirmed by verifiable archaeological evidence. Expert opinions. The claims by Malanga and Biondi regarding the discovery of an underground city beneath the Giza pyramids have faced strong skepticism and rebuttal from the mainstream archaeological and geophysical community. Leading experts in the field have publicly expressed doubts about the validity of these claims, citing methodological limitations and a lack of compelling evidence. Dr. Zahi Hawass, a prominent Egyptologist, categorically rejected these assertions, calling them completely false and fake news. He emphasized that there is no scientific evidence supporting the existence of an underground city and argued that the foundations of the Khafra pyramid are carved directly from the bedrock. He also dismissed the use of radar inside the pyramid as unrecognized by the scientific community. Professor Lawrence Conyers, a specialist in geophysical archaeology, questioned the capability of radar technology to detect structures at great depths within the dense limestone of the Giza Plateau. He suggested that the idea of a vast underground city is a significant exaggeration. Other experts, such as Mamdouh al-Damati and Hussein Abdelbasir, have also voiced their skepticism. They pointed out that decades of archaeological research have found no evidence to support this theory and criticized the study for lacking appropriate scientific standards. A common thread in the experts' skepticism is that the research has not undergone peer review. The peer review process is a fundamental part of scientific research, ensuring that claims are evaluated by other experts. The absence of peer review raises concerns about the rigor and reliability of the reported findings. Experts are also worried about the extreme depth at which the research team claims to have detected structures, arguing that current radar technology cannot penetrate limestone to such depths. The lack of physical evidence or other archaeological proof further contributes to the widespread skepticism. What do you think about the skepticism surrounding the claims of an underground city beneath the Giza pyramids? If you find this debate intriguing, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share your perspective. Challenges and skepticism. One of the greatest challenges is the limitations of synthetic aperture radar, SAR technology, in penetrating deep into limestone, the main material of the Giza Plateau. Studies have shown that the penetration depth of radar in limestone is usually limited to a few dozen meters under ideal conditions. The claimed depths of the structures discovered, reaching up to 648 meters and over 2,000 meters, far exceed the capabilities of SAR technology. This suggests that the methodology of the research team may not involve directly imaging structures through radar penetration, but could rely on analyzing surface phenomena or other data processing methods. Strong skepticism and rejection from the mainstream archaeological and geophysical community are also significant factors. Experts like Dr. Zahi Hawass and Professor Lawrence Conyers have publicly expressed doubts about the validity of these claims, citing the limitations of radar technology and the lack of convincing evidence. The general consensus in the scientific community is that these claims lack scientific basis and do not align with what is known about the geology and archaeology of the Giza area. Furthermore, claims of a vast underground city and its features seem to have not undergone a rigorous peer review process, raising concerns about the scientific rigor of the research. The absence of a detailed peer-reviewed paper describing the methodology, data, and analysis makes it difficult for the scientific community to independently assess the validity of these claims. Although the research team has attempted to link their findings to the mythological concept of the Halls of Amenti, it is essential to clearly distinguish between mythological interpretation and archaeological evidence. Myths may provide cultural context and potential avenues for investigation, but cannot replace material evidence and rigorous scientific analysis. Ultimately, the scale and depth of the claimed underground city exceed any previously confirmed underground structures at the Giza Plateau through decades of research using various methods. The absence of any independent evidence further amplifies skepticism. In summary, based on current evidence, the claim of a vast underground city beneath the pyramids of Giza, discovered by SAR technology, appears highly improbable. The technical limitations of SAR, strong skepticism from the scientific community, the lack of peer review, and the absence of independent archaeological evidence all suggest that these claims should be approached with caution. Future significance. Recent claims of an underground city beneath the Giza pyramids have sparked significant curiosity among the public and media, rekindling ancient mysteries surrounding these monumental structures. However, within the fields of archaeology and geophysics, these claims have faced considerable skepticism. Existing studies show that the effective penetration depth of radar waves in limestone typically reaches only several dozen meters under ideal conditions, a distance much shorter than the hundreds or even thousands of meters that the research team claims to have discovered structures. If the assertions of Malanga and Biondi are validated through rigorous scientific methods, the implications for our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization and the true purpose of the pyramids would be profound. The discovery of a vast underground network with complex structures would challenge the traditional view that the pyramids were merely royal tombs. It could open new avenues for exploring other potential functions of these constructions, possibly related to mechanics, energy, or advanced ritual and spiritual purposes. Furthermore, the potential connection to the concept of halls of Amenti in ancient Egyptian mythology could provide new insights into the belief systems and worldview of the ancient Egyptians. However, verifying these claims will be a challenging task. The first and most crucial step will be for the research team to publish detailed methodology, data, and analyses in a peer-reviewed scientific journal. This process will allow the scientific community to independently assess the validity of their findings and scrutinize the rigor of the methods employed. In the future, should further studies be conducted to investigate these claims, it will be essential to use a range of advanced archaeological and geophysical methods. This could include detailed geological surveys to better understand the subsurface structures of the Giza Plateau, employing ground-penetrating radar at various frequencies to probe specific areas of interest, conducting seismic studies to create images of underground structures, and even potentially using advanced muon imaging to search for large voids within and beneath the pyramids. Any potential discoveries would need to be verified through meticulous and systematic archaeological excavations, with careful oversight and documentation by independent experts. Meanwhile, the scientific community should continue to seriously evaluate such extraordinary claims based on empirical evidence, peer review, and established scientific principles. While the prospect of uncovering a vast underground city at Giza is an intriguing one, it must be supported by compelling evidence and validated through rigorous scientific methods before it can be accepted as a legitimate discovery. Future research should focus on utilizing proven scientific methods to investigate the mysteries of the Giza Plateau, building on previous discoveries and continuing to illuminate the rich history of this region. If you watched the whole video, drop a 1 in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. In conclusion, the notion of an underground city beneath the Giza pyramids captivates the imagination. But with such tenuous evidence, can it really withstand scrutiny? What's your take? A hidden marvel waiting to be uncovered, or just another myth? If you're intrigued, hit that like button, subscribe for more mysteries, and share this with your friends to keep the discussion going.